Alright, we're back with another set of reviews for Tony in particular for this set for this one. Today we really want to focus on adaptation. That was the big thing that I began to notice in the gameplay would be I was able to sit there and adapt to you and change my game plan accordingly while you weren't really doing the same to me.
Shall I?
You know, you kind of just kept going with your own game plan and not really adapting to whatever it is I was doing. So that's what we're going to be looking at today in particular.
Give it all I've got this time.
So the neutral game is still fun. Obviously, you're still learning that. You are using 17 a lot more, which I did notice, which I really liked. Another thing, don't forget her ki blast. You can use your ki blasts are really good for zoning. Her destructo disc is not the greatest because it's kind of slow, but it is a tool nonetheless. And another thing you can do is, I think it's down back X on the ground. When 17 call out does a bunch of ki blasts, you can also use that as a free way to get inside as well. Use that to cover your approach. Or something that Nokami does with 21 and Zamasu. So you know how he does the ball into the medium slash and he's automatically inside. You could do something similar using 17. Like if you can catch them on the ground and like right after they jump or whatever, you can force them to block 17. Call in an assist like 20. You call it Zamasu, probably Zamasu because it's a bigger hitbox. And then while they're blocking Zamasu's assist and 17, just dash up and then boom. Next thing you know, you're inside and you're neutral. So be a bit more creative in how you do your best to win neutral, especially with a character with short limbs like 18. So pretty much, other than those minor things, obviously we're still working on 18 block points and 18 combos. So we're not going to focus too much on 18 other than just kind of ideas on how to make it. We're going to focus more on Zamasu and 21 because those are, I would say, your mainstays of your team. So we're going to focus more on the looks a little loud. Okay. Now this is when you want to start making the adaptation. You did the Hell Zone, and now you want to see what did I try to do to get out. I fucked up here. I should have back tech into guard cancel. That's what I did last time, but it worked. But this time I fucked up and I decided to up tech instead. So I was not able to do it. I think I died. Oh no, I did. You dropped the combo. Yeah. What did I do to get out of it? Okay. Just call it me. I just kept Goku as long as I could. Okay, but keep that in mind on what I tried to do. I just up tech and just decided to take the mix. It ended up in my death, but if I decided to guard cancel, if I did manage to get the proper set of my guard cancel, keep that in your mind. You know, make that adaptation. Put it down in like your little mental notebook. Okay, I did the Hell Zone mix as Oki, and he back-teching the guard cancel. What can I do? What can I do to stop back-teching the guard cancel? Now that's when you start to really looking at what your team can do to stop certain setups. Okay. Now I don't fully agree with this swap in 18 here. Now you are going to play stuff keeping 21 in last. That's fine. However, you do want to start getting into the habit of rotating all three characters in and out. As I was talking about earlier, it is better to have three half health characters than 2 full health characters, because that's 2 full health bars versus 1.5 full health bars. And plus, more importantly, you get to have the extra assist. So instead of calling it 18 here, because you picked someone who has arguably one of the top 3 best neutrals in the game versus someone who's one of the weakest neutrals in the whole game. I understand you want to get Zamasu out because he has blue health, but swapping it to 21 would be an equally good choice. Her neutral isn't the best, but her neutral is very, very good. So it's definitely something that you should keep in mind is specific character matchups, in terms of neutral at least. Now this is true, because look at how we land. I landed just a little bit before you. Plus your button's slower. It's slower than mine. 18 has a 7 frame. Trunks has a 6 frame. Actually, Trunks has 2 6 frames. And this is one of those trickier, more character-specific moments. You can do certain things to make Trunks' Shining Slash plus on block. Like, for example, if we were full screen and I dashed like a micro dash in the medium Shining Slash, I'm actually plus on block. I'm either even +1 or +6. Right? So those are minor things that you need to keep in mind. And usually EX moves can lead you some sort of way of being plus, or at least being even, so you can bully people with slower buttons. Nice, that was a good way to approach right there. But it just, as you know, of course you're still practicing her. So once you start to get more comfortable, you can capitalize on those openings more. I remember you did say something about 18's 2H at that moment, but either way, going into her 2H would not have been the best move because you did 2L into 2H. Like that wouldn't have been the best idea anyway. Especially if you're gonna do the 2L, double confirm by doing 1L or down back L, and then 2M 5M, and then to whatever combo you want. Okay. Reflect on wake up. Now that's something I automatically took in mind. It's not something that you always do, but I know it's something that you tend to do more often than not. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry for that brief interruption. Okay, anyway. So yeah, I kept in mind that you decided to reflect on wake up. I don't know what you were trying to do here. Let's see if we can slow it down. Maybe you were trying to jump or reflect. Okay, so here's another common problem. If you try to mash reflect, it's very risky to do unless you already see them do their low hitting moves. Because you won't get reflect if you do down back S or down back X. You know, it's not gonna work. It's just gonna default you to do a key blast, which will allow you to get opened up. Maybe that's what happened here. I can't say for sure. I have to go back and look at the inputs. But no, if you do want to reflect, be sure you let go of the back and just hold it down and just do back S. Otherwise, you will get a botched input and end up getting caught up in a frame trap that you were initially about to get out of. Oki. Okay, no Oki right there. Don't forget to delay that air dash just a little bit to get the true Oki set. Now that cross up, you can't really do anything about that. It's one of those times like it sucks to say, but it's also just try not to get yourself in those types of situations. I know it sucks. It's vague. I hate having to think that way sometimes about the game. But this game is very chaotic. Like I said in one of the previous videos, there are ways you can kind of see a cross up that's about to happen. You can react accordingly, but sometimes you just have to do your best to not end up in that situation. But it happens, and it just sucks. You can't do much about that. Jump. Okay, so I did like the jump to get out of the pressure, but you jumped a little bit too high, and you were way too late to press your medium button. If you wanted to press a medium button after you want to press it right, like not here because you're covering this, like right above where the word assist pops, like right here. So this way, because when Goku's standing, he's gonna be like right here. So that if I was doing anything, it would catch me, but either put me in block stun, or I would just straight up get hit. You can convert. Or if I do decide to 2H, I actually put you in a safe jump status. All right, it's not super tricky. It very depends on if you super dash or just raw jump. But if you do it like right around here, you can actually safe jump this 2H. But instead, since you do it really late, the animation was still coming out, and as soon as the active frames came out, I was already in my anti-air state of my down heavy. Was Legend getting too late.
I've got you. You need to be stopped. Say goodbye.
Now, the reason I did this was not just to be scrubby, because I knew it would be an easy, guaranteed way to get damage and a hard knockdown for Oki. Because what do you do after I vanish? You very, very, very rarely do you backdash. You don't have enough meter for a reversal. You don't have spark, and I know you. So the two things you're going to do is either going to be jab or reflect. And likely enough, I have a command grab level 3. So no matter what you do, you're gonna get hit. Now, if you were a little bit more patient and waited, you would be able to jump out or vanish on reaction of the command grab. Now, that just comes to being a little bit more patient. You know, you don't always need to mash it out. Make the adaptation of what someone else would want to do. Don't just think on a one-way system. You know, I'm not a CPU. Wes is not a CPU. Game Boy is not a CPU. Everyone you fight online are not CPUs. They're not bots. They're actual people who are thinking. Whether they're thinking the correct thought or not, that's up to them. But you need to give them at least a little bit of respect that they know their options, and you need to know your options as well. Right? All right. Now, that's the end of game 1 or game uno. Now we're gonna move on to game 2, which you actually won. So we're gonna get a whole new perspective of that there. So let's take a quick peek.